Okay, folks, in this lesson, we're going to be creating the custom shader to reveal our logo, which is our main logo and where our main focus will be. We're going to be using After Effects to create a custom animated texture, and this is what we're going to be creating really quickly. Let's just hit 0 and have a quick RAM preview. It's taking some time, but this is sort of what we're going to be creating. There we go. This sort of revealing effect, something really simple like this. I'm going to provide you with this whole kind of animated shader and composition, but in case you wonder how to create something like this, I will show you really quickly. So let's create a new composition, and let's name this logo reveal basic 01. There we go. Let's grab our text tool and type in your logo, whatever it is. I'm gonna go stick to the original. Turn off the caps lock and let's make it, sorry, just make the text quite bigger. And the font that I'm using is Typograph Pro and extra bold typeface. So there we go. And I'm gonna alt click on this icon here. Sorry if I can't get it. There we go. And just to make sure it's appearing in the center, something like this should be enough. And what you can do is simply go to your align window and try to align it vertically and horizontally, and it will stay exactly in the center. There we go. So that's our text here. The next thing I would love to is to create a new solid. So Control Y. This is going to be our noise matte. For noise matte, I'm going to simply add a fractal noise. Okay, so double click and you get your fractal noise. I'm going to be animating this brightness value so it sort of appeals like this. So let's go to something like -120. I don't know, let's go to 200, something like this, and this is what we have. Let's change the type to see if there is any. You can use this sort of effects if you want, but looks like our best bet is just this basic one. Let me add a bit more contrast. Down here in your complexity, let's turn this complexity down a bit to something like 2. And I think I'm going to scale this whole noise a bit more. And now hit U. Our brightness value should be a bit less than that. And this point should be a bit more because we have changed the contrast value, so you have to animate this brightness value again. So you get this sort of look. And now the next thing is to use this map as a noise to reveal our text. So we're going to be using the Luma matte. So basically you get this. Okay. I'm going to use a simple fast blur on the main text and animate the amount of fast blur. So let's double click on that fast blur, and I'm going to something like maybe 30, and make these guys go for a bit more, like 300. About, let's go to frame 150, and I'm going to create a quick select this layer, animate the blurriness amount, and let's go to something maybe like here and change this to 0. Maybe not really 0. Let's go to something like, for example, 1 or 2, so it's a bit blurry and it's not too sharp its edge. So you get this really simple reveal. Another thing that I did is to create some sort of cascading look for this appearance, and for that I create a simple composition. So let's create a new composition and circle logo reveal, and simply create a new solid and name it circle 1. Let's change the color to white here. Okay. And the next thing is to create a mask for this layer. Double click on this ellipse tool and you get this circle. And now you just need to animate the mask path. So I don't know, in maybe something like 50 or less than 50 frames. Let's go to something like 30 frames. Animate the mask path, get back to the first one, and double click on this mask, and if you hold on shift and control, it will kinda goes like this, and you basically won't be able to see it. Okay, and now this is what we are gonna get. Okay, very simple motion. I'm just going to select. Okay, just duplicate the layers 4 times. Okay, so let's select these 3 layers. I'm just going to zoom in my timeline a bit. Hold on shift and deselect the 3rd layer. Shift page down, 10 frame, go to shift page down again and select this final layer and just offset it. And just the next thing would be to make the opacity, to increase the opacity as we go up the layers. So let's select all of these layers, hit T. Let's go to something maybe like 20, 30, 40, 60. So you get this sort of look quite quickly, as you can see. Okay, nice. Very quick and nice. Now you can use this circle logo reveal layer, logo basic circle logo reveal 2 in here. Okay, let's put it here and make it to now we're gonna use this text to work as a matte for this circle logo reveal layer. Sorry. So simply double control D this layer, put it up, and make sure this circle layer, use this chord layer as its matte. So simply change this to the Luma matte or Alpha matte, both of them will work. Okay. So now, even though it's very small effect and it's possibly going to be very hard to see, but there we go. As you can see, it's there. Great. Now we possibly are going to change this. Okay, these little details really change a lot and adds a lot to our final design. And there we go. Now the final thing that I actually did is to select all of this layer and create this is our logo reveal basic 01. So let's create another composition with it, and now I just wanted to make sure that this layer is going to be have a little bit of, like, for example, it appears from frame 200, because as you can see we have a scene back in Cinema 4D, and the scene has a lot of cloners and a lot of motions, and we want this logo appears after, for example, 150 frames, 200 frames. So let me go to frame 150, something like this, or 100. Yeah. Start revealing, and the fact is we're going to be using this texture that we are creating right now as a shader in our shader effector. But before this shader effector, we're going to have to work on a few plane effectors and different effectors just to have a bit more motion. And after those motions, we are going to be adding this shader effector to our main logo. So this is our base part. Just to make sure this isn't just staying like this, I'm going to create a new solid and name it noises or small noises, just to add a bit more irregularity to our layer. And I'm going to actually add the again the fractal noise. Okay, and the fractal noise, we're going to be adding a bit. Go to your evolution, alt click on that, and type time, something like 20, time multiplied 20, time times 20. So you get this simple reveal. I'm going to add a bit more contrast, make it definitely bigger, less complexity, something like maybe 3. And there you go, you have this sort of motion. I'm just actually going to make the contrast quite smaller, something like this, and add the complexity quite a lot, something like 1. And there we go. Now we're using this layer as its matte again. So you should just reveal through the alpha matte of this layer, and also lower the opacity to something like maybe 20. So you just have a bit more irregularity in your noise. As you can see, if you add this opacity more, it's gonna have a bit more effect. So that's it. So this is how you would create something like this. And if I hit 0 to have a quick ramp layer, this is what you get basically very quickly. So there you go. It's 0. Just going to be here. So now hit 0 and see how it appears. There we go. We have this sort of motion, and basically makes the logo up, and that's it. So this is the basic reveal of our logo, and you can definitely use this method and add whatever irregularity or different effects that you want to make your logo appear nicer. And in the next lesson, we're going to be using this we're going to actually create our clones and start adding our effectors.